Welcome to the wonderful world of Waikato Sheds, everyone. You're out on site with Mark, and we are at our stables project that Paul and Stan have been building, and we've had it all decked out with stables for the horse, and we're just adding the final touch today. Wash down area out the front, and a ribbon or a bit of concrete out the front as well to be able to walk the horse around on, back a trailer up to, and then here we'll have a middle bar, and this will be an area to wash the horse down before it goes into its stables. So I'll just run through what we've sort of done so far. We've scraped this back and then put our boxing in. So quite easy to do this sort of boxing. I just run a straight edge off the concrete and out, and then put my boxing 30mm lower, so it's got a nice amount of fall away from the building, so any water that hits there is just going to run away. And then here what I've decided to do is run this level across the front and then slope it all to the far corner. So I just set my height off the front of the building and then run that all down, put all my pegs in and made that really strong, and then just pushed up a bit of dirt against it to stop any concrete flowing back out the other way. Then we've just popped down to the local hardware shop and grabbed a trailer load of sand, put sand over the top and raked that out. So around the edge where the car's going to be able to drive onto it, we've got 150 mils, the rest of it is just 100 mils. So we're going to have the concrete truck turn up soon, and we're going to start pouring this, pouring it. We'll be able to shoot it straight out of the truck and on, which makes life a lot easier. And what we're going to go for is just a broom finish on this, just so it's not too slippery, but it's not too rough either. And then a couple of other things I've done is over here, we'll shoot over and I'll show you. Because we've already had this rubber matting put down and it has a steel edge on it, I've just sellotaped that and some plastic onto it, just to protect that from any concrete splatters that come up, so that you really want to protect your existing shed and any existing stuff you have in there. And then over here I've done the same, just wrap plastic round, sellotape that on, and it just, no matter how careful you are with concrete splatters, they'll get stuck onto the building and they're almost impossible to get off. So just worth doing a little bit of prep to make the whole job go more smoothly and to protect your shed. So we're here, Malcolm's turned up from Crooks Crete. How you going, Malcolm?
Yeah, good bro, you?
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Excited to see this concrete go down today.
Always excited for some concrete.
Yeah, so your main tip last time was get the pros in to do the job, don't do it yourself. But if you were going to give this a go as a DIYer, laying it out the front, what are a couple of the tools you're going to need?
Everything you see here, screed.
So screed is big long green thing here.
That'll flatten it off, and
that's going to help you flatten it off, get it all sorted.
Yeah, ball float.
Ball float here, and
Close it all up, push all the stones down.
Pushes all the stones down.
Mag float.
And a mag float. So
same as the ball float, but just for all the edges.
Yeah, right. And so a lot of people would have been used to seeing in their granddad's shed a steel one.
Different things.
Different.
They would have seen in granddad's shed would have been a wooden one.
Wooden one, okay. And you want a wooden, or you want a mag float like that to help push the rock down and bring the cream to the top.
Get all the bits you can't get with a ball float.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. All right, and then what else you need? Gumboots, good attitude.
Gumboots, attitude, vibrator.
And a big vibrator, and what's that to do? Just vibrate the air bubbles
just
out
get
of it?
all the air out and close all the edges in.
And that helps also get the rock down, or?
Yeah, sort of, yep. Everything sort of helps. And most important ingredient is the concrete.
Concrete, here we go, concrete truck's turned up. He looks excited to get on camera himself as well. So we'll stop yapping and start watching this concrete go down.
Sweet.
Boom, cool. So we've got Waikato Ready Mix here. They've backed the truck up. So obviously, if you can, have your site prepped as nicely as you can so the concrete truck can get in and get as close as possible. They're going to be able to run the shoot out and then shoot it as close as you can. So you're not having to run barrows, and it makes it just as easy as you can be. So once it starts pumping, all hands on deck just to start moving it around and getting it prepped. So let's see how they go. So here Malcolm's just working the concrete to keep it below our vermin flashing, and then building it up to the doorway of the shed to be able to have it easy to reverse a truck in. Using the mighty gumboot just to move a bit of the concrete back and out of the way. But as you can see, once they get going, it goes pretty quick. So you definitely want a few guys on the go, sorting the concrete out, moving it round, because if you end up with too much concrete in your working area, it's a lot of work to move it out of there. So yeah, just definitely more hands on deck, make it a lot easier. So here he's using the screed just to start getting his level right, and as you can see, just not pressing too hard and keeping good movement in that, so that he's starting to work the rock down and the cream up to the top to get that nice finish. And then his mate's just pulling excess concrete away behind him, so that it's easy for him to get that worked in properly. Here you go, he's got the vibrator out, vibrating all the air bubbles out and just moving the concrete around more and more, but just making sure that there's no air bubbles in there to weaken the concrete. So here they've levelled it all out, and now they've just found that they didn't have quite enough in this end, so they've just put a little bit more in. And definitely much easier just to put a bit more in than have too much in there and have to move it out by hand. So, but as you can see, you wouldn't want to be doing this with any less than 3 people. Doesn't take a long time, but is labour intensive for a short amount of time. Because I'd set my boxing at the height I wanted it and pushed my pegs down, it's been nice and easy to get that height in between for them, and they've just gone through and done it, and almost on the home straight to get the last bit done. But once all the concrete's in, the job's not over. There's going to be a bit of finishing going on this, so we'll wait round and see how they do all those processes to get it just perfect. We're done with the concrete truck, and I guess a few things to think about is once your concrete truck is finished, it's going to need somewhere to clean out. So like we had maybe a wheelbarrow worth of concrete left over from it, so spot on to the guys at Crooks Crete for working out how much they needed. But we've just had them wash out in an area that we don't mind a bit of concrete and a bit of concrete water getting washed into. There's something you're going to want to think about on your site. You need room for that to happen. So the concrete truck has water on it, so it can take care of that. You do want a hose on site to be able to wash all the gear, wash your boots down afterwards. So if you're on a brand new site, that is something also to think about. So they've got it all down, and now they're just going through and using the mag float to get all the edges looking really nice, to let the rock sink down and bring that cream up to the top. So it's looking really good, and they're just going to go through and do that.